Of course, a layoff for anybody is devastating. Now, it's particularly bad for non-immigrant workers. So they're guest workers. They're sometimes called guest workers because they're guests in the country. My name's Hira. I'm a professor of political science at Howard University in Washington, D.C., and I've been studying tech labor markets for about 20 years or so. If you have no work, then you're not a guest anymore. You don't have residency rights or status. And we have a system that is tilted towards guest workers rather than permanent immigration. That's bad for those workers because they're living under different circumstances. It's also bad for the labor market in general. And we're going to see this play out as those workers, particularly the ones who've been laid off, are desperate to go find something as quickly as possible. And they're willing to trade off wages and working conditions. And you're going to see, kind of the underbelly of contracting type of employers who are going to take advantage of this as a kind of almost as a feeding frenzy. And so that's going to have knock-on effects to lots and lots of other people who are in that same sector, especially as we've had these concentrated layoffs. And this is one of the reasons why U.S. workers are very skeptical of the H-1B program, is because there have been cases where they've actually had to train their H-1B replacement. We need to find some kind of way of building more solidarity amongst folks so that we can recognize that the problem really is around rights, employment rights, and the way the rules and laws are set up, that these guest workers have substandard rights and therefore they're going to be exploited. What we really should be doing, if we need immigrant workers, we should bring them in as immigrants. Let's have folks come in, like my parents came in as immigrants from India, but come in with green cards, with residency status, with full rights, employment rights, so that we don't have to write complicated employment regulations and rules and laws and policies around guest worker programs. Because whether it's the UAE, Qatar, the US, every guest worker program is very vulnerable to being exploited. And so you should be favoring immigration over guest worker programs.